Today we've got Sam, who is one of our members inside the Methods, and it's an absolute honor to be sharing space with today. How are you doing?
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate the introduction here. Thank you for having me. I'm
Right.
excited.
It's been a long time coming. I was really looking forward to the call. I think we believe we've been all working together for almost 4 months now as well, and
Yeah.
the journey itself. And for you, just out of curiosity, because I want to kind of take things back for you, where were you initially when we started together, and what was like the light bulb moment? Because I realized like there's usually a light bulb moment in someone's lives where they decide like they want to make a change, whether it's within the business, relationship, fitness, and career. What was that for you?
To be honest with you, I would say to me the turning point was always I I would go into this. I want to say like a snowball effect that really put me through a process of just having a shitty routine up until I came to a point where I hate myself, and that at that point, it was it affecting my career, affecting my relationships. Um, you know, you know how you get like you get more jealous and you start to you just because you don't like yourself, it's like a mirror effect in a way, I would say. And I just fucking had it at that point. Didn't want to come to that realization again. And it was just like toxic. It was a toxic routine for me, I would say. So after that, I just said, let's actually go for a change that's actually gonna stick, that I can stick with, and something that where I can really just, you know, follow through, make it easy, turn it into a routine, and just absolutely crush it. And this is what the method coaching has really done for me.
Since sometimes I actually kind of look back in terms of like where my light bulb moment was, and for me it was more like lack of identity in terms of not knowing where I was going, my career was going, my relationship's going. It's kind of like a loss. There's like a leak in the bucket in a sense, and I realized for me, like the fitness was the thing that kind of pulled everything together. And you mentioned something quite interesting there in terms of routine. For you, like, what's your current day to day looking like? Because I know you're a high performer and you juggle a lot of places and you juggle them really well. What's like a day to day looking like for you?
So my routine right now is structured where it's like I know the times that I'm working, I know the times that I'm spending with family, and I know the times that I'm working out, which Ben and the method coaching has really helped me out with. I feel like before that, it was just kind of like hit and miss, do whatever, just go follow along with the process until I always ended up falling into a ditch, into a pit, where then it was like, fuck, time to kind of go back now and try to get out of this. Where I feel like now we have a structure, something I can follow through with.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's also interesting because like I remember someone asked me a while back, "Is what's the one thing you can't live without?" And I thought my initial answer was like relationships, social life, but it's like routine more than anything. It's like when you have predictable days, it's kind of like the whole saying where is that structure equals success and that success equals freedom off the back of it. So like when you have structure in terms of one area with fitness, I find that pieces things together quite nicely. For you, in terms of your career, because you mentioned you dived into that as well, as it allows you to operate to high levels and also because I know we work in a similar industry as well. It's like you've actually been able to help change people's lives. So you're realizing you've actually helped other people start the businesses, achieve more success for themselves, within the family too, by focusing yourself first. For yourself, in terms of like the productivity side of things, what's like an area that you feel like you experience now that previously wasn't there anymore?
So from a career standpoint, even the way or the conversations that I have with clients, I feel like I implement a lot of what I'm learning with you guys into that conversation, and I feel like it then creates a relatability aspect, which goes back to them, as to the actual time and effort you need to put into it as a coach or from a client perspective, understanding the process and whatnot. So I mean, I feel like that's that's been something where I'm able to implement what I'm learning off of your program and putting it into my program.
It's pretty awesome to see as well, and like the amount of results you've got is insane. So it's with like people in similar roles that have a job where it requires them to help other people as well at the back of it, and also in a place where there's high pressure and there's also like moving parts all the time. What would be like your gems for them to succeed within their fitness, their career, both at the same time? Because I've realized sometimes people think it's a choice between one or the other. They can either have the fitness and the body thriving, or they can have the career. Like the harmony does exist, and people think of like the balance of it, but I don't think the balance is what they're chasing. I think they're chasing harmony off the back of that. So like with that coming back to a question, because I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. what was like your biggest challenge for people that want both and they just don't know how?
So, I mean, first off, I definitely feel like the one plays into the other. Having those progressions, mindset wise, fitness wise, seeing yourself look better, you feel better, makes you a lot more confident and releases those stress levels where now you're performing better at the job that you're doing, and you're more likely to go into, getting a promotion and whatnot.
Hmm.
So I feel like it absolutely, there's no balance like you mentioned. It's like one plays off of the other, and you get better results off the back end of it.
It's funny because it's like the whole thing between balance versus harmony. It's like harmony is, well, balance is where you've got four areas, each area gets 25%. Balance is like kind of like the ideal in the theory side of things, but in terms of practicality, it's hard to achieve equal distribution across all four. But harmony means that when you push one, you push the other because they follow, and then you'll find like your fitness comes forward, your business follows, your family life improves, social life improves. So it's like everything moves together because there's no clench in the armor and there's no missing piece of the puzzle. So you find like it's like a nice jigsaw, which I think that for me was like the biggest realization years ago when I made the connection between how fitness interlinks with life. It's just like it creates more harmony. It doesn't give you more time back because it's like I think sometimes people think you kind of almost gonna have more time back. I think you have more energy, but in terms of in terms of tangible time back, you don't really have that. It's more time related to as opposed to energy. It's more energy related to time. But for you, it's kind of like you've kind of seen the benefit off the back of that running into your career, and I think that's like. Do you feel like that's the motivation for you to keep going now, or would you say it's mostly still the physical side of things?
I mean, again, I definitely feel like making those changes have impacted um, the in terms of like the time. I definitely enjoy uh, the time a lot more that I have, that
Yeah.
the freedom that I have, right? I relax a lot more. I'm confident. I see myself, and I like the way I look. I like the way I feel. I like spending, and again, it has an effect. I like spending more time with family. It betters those relationships. It betters the just the overall process of like workflow, relationships, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever the case may be, right? And just like it just has an all around positive effect. I call it like a positive domino effect that it plays into off of a small change that you made in your routine that then translates into multiple aspects of life.
Yeah. Same with modern routines, right? It's like, what's that first domino is going to create the rest of the spiral to follow. It's like, for me now, it's like, if I get my body moving in the morning, the mind's going to follow. When the mind's operating to a good place, business is going to follow. And that's going to be the gravitational pull to what you want. Out of curiosity, what's your morning routine? This is like a selfish question from my side.
What is my morning routine?
Yeah.
My morning routine, oh, usually it's just get up because I do intermittent fasting. So my first meal is a little bit later, but I get up at around 7:30 to 8, start my first meeting off, and I just go about my day until I have that first meal. Obviously enjoy myself after it, finish with work, do a workout, spend some time with family, and that's my daily routine basically. But the morning routine is just very simple and it's very easy. Um, just like I explained right now, it's just get up, get to work, have that first meal, then go about my day.
And just to kind of wrap things off with a second to last question, what would be your best advice to Sam 4 months ago?
It's just pull the trigger, just do it. It's going to have a positive impact. It's not just an investment in your body; it's an investment in your life and the entirety of it. Overall, I feel like it's an investment in your career. It's an investment in your relationships, and all around.
It's amazing. And for you, just to kind of wrap up in terms of like, when you hear the method, what comes first to mind?
The method, the first thing that comes to mind is just structure. It's just having a plan and knowing where you're going, being confident in that plan, and just executing and seeing results.
Awesome, dude. I love this. And it's amazing to have you here. It's kind of been like incredible because I know we're obviously going to be pushing towards a photo shoot sprint very soon, which I'm looking forward to. So here's to the moon, dude. And look forward to what's to come for us. Do you have any
Perfect.
more closing thoughts you want to add and give to the audience?
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it, man. If anyone's on the fence, I would definitely just pull the trigger and get to work because this is something that's gonna leave you with you know, just a better quality of life in general. I know it's done that for me, and it'll do it for anyone else.